back into the spring playoffs. It's L3RD going to be leading this one off for you today. Have the matchup going on. It's Taite the Great versus Elite here. Elite here is up 1-0 in this best of 5 matchup. Elite here playing a Warrior, Rogue, Hunter class assortment versus Taite the Great's Warlock, Druid, and Mage. Warlock has been kind of notable in the tournament scene. I was just watching the finals of the unfortunate VIA game House Cup, which had a little bit of connection issues, but were really awesome to see. Some of the players coming out, like Adrian Coy of Light Coach versus notable, some guy named Stripero. Some good guy. He's a good guy. But they were playing some amazing matches. Actually, it's Druid versus Hunter in the moment, but they're playing some amazing matches, and Druid was one of those things that came back into fruition yet again. We'll see how that works out for Taite over in the top side. Lady are going to start out, going to have the Mad Scientist, going to rock it down, and we'll see where they can go from here. A good little start off coming up from the sort of hybrid Hunter, but it's more of the mid-range Hunter. We did see a Wood Spinner go down in the earlier go. So Lady are going to go start it up. Could go Glazuka, could also play on curve on the Eagle Home Bow. I would like to see something of maybe, yeah, Glazuka probably would still be the best, but he goes for the Animal Companion instead. Always Huffer, boys. Ugh, so tough. And we're just going to go straight face. Somewhat unfortunate for Elite here in the sense that if he got Leok, he would have had a favorable trade, but then again, he should just use Glazuka to do the same thing. And as we see on the turn, Keeper the Grove going to come out for Taite the Great. Going to be able to snipe out the Hog Puffer, and going to be able to take out the Mad Scientist as well. So big swing turn coming back for Elite here, or for Taite the Great right there. Elite here going to try to answer. Has Glazuka, has Eagle on Bow. Could set up a charge, and then coin out Mad Scientist if we really wanted to. I don't know if that's really would be really the best little take for that, but it would be a strong play. On the other hand, Taite the Great with the Druid deck looks more mid-rangey slash rampy, but could go in any other way. Has double forecast in his hand, so he could actually just play his hand out quite well. His mid-range power strike is gonna be super strong, so we'll see how that works out. And you can even play the Shade and Naxxramas on top of that. See first what the trap is going to be. It's going to be an Explosive Trap. Be able to heal out Elite here for 1. Not really the biggest of heals, but it's a heal nonetheless. Druid Claw going to be played out as well in taunt form, just so that he can mitigate the damage just in trying to get him out from Elite here. So you're saying to yourself, you're Hunter. You want to go face. I guess you want to go face more because he does silence out the Druid of Claw that was taunted up. At this point, turn 5, 17 to 28 on the health score. You're feeling okay as the Hunter player. Not feeling the greatest still because there's still a little bit of board control that could be happening to Taite the Great. But you know what? It's not that bad, at least for the moment. But as we were saying on board in hand, Taite the Great has a strong strength hand, and it's going to be very hard to beat this one down. Explosive Trap going to be popped up. Lady, you're going to be able to just save up just a little bit more. Now we know that it's Explosive Trap, right, from Taite the Great, because he just tested it out by hitting the Iron Beak Owl. Does Taite the Great want to put himself down to essentially 7 health? Yeah, essentially 10 health, because you do have the swing coming out from the Explosive Trap, and then you also have the Eagle Horn Bow charge going to be used up as well. Thinks better of it. Looks at the Paladin Shredder, says, well, maybe this is just a little bit better. But he's thinking. On the other hand, Elite here right now, turn 6. He could play out his hand, although couldn't really finish it up because the beast is a little bit clunky and can't really do anything really with that. So Glazuka, Mad Scientist could be a thing, or it could play the beast outright to try to empty out his hand later on. No taxis coming out from Taite the Great. That means Elite here He's gonna have a pause turn, which is gonna be super hard for him. He has to think, especially now with the kill command. Does he want to use the beast for possibly a turn 9 lethal? That's gonna be a little bit tough. So just playing out the beast right now. Draw some aggro. Make sure that he can kill some things would be nice. And do you pass turn? Do you hit to the face? Interesting predicament where Elite Tier is going. So we're gonna use the Eagle Horn Bow. He does have the Glazuka that we charged up as well. Don't know if he's gonna use that for that little instance. So Ancient Lore could be used up for the heal if they really wanted to. Ooh, RNG coming in, and we're gonna see nothing too unstable gold gonna be popped out. Gonna go trade out. Still get a 3-3 as well, and we get the Ancient Lore heal probably. Yeah, just to be a little bit more safer on the health side. Leadier now in a little bit of a trouble. 18 health back in. Does draw onto another quick draw, and double quick draw in your hand doesn't usually have the best result. Quick draw into the stable goal could work out. Doesn't really do too much. Mad Scientist could be propped down as well, but it is looking pretty grim, at least for Elite Tier in this little run. We were saying before that Taite the Great was going to have a really good, strong mid game because of where his hand was going. As long as Elite Tier didn't really push any pressure or push any damage into the face of Taite, then Taite was going to have a really fun time, and this is where it's going to shine. Draws up another Druid Claw and be able to taunt up if he really wants to. Still could play Emperor Thorson as well to make his hand less clunkier in the late game. There's just so many opportunities Taite can really do. And if he remembers, that is a explosive trap, not a freezing trap, which was shown out as the first one. So no other traps going to be procced down, so I guess you can say that there's 2 explosive traps coming into your face. Except for he didn't proc the explosive trap first, so good stuff from Taite, knowing that he can play around with that. Through the card that popped up, be able to taunt up as well, and Shade of next Ramus been played into the field. We're at 3 minions. That means we can have 3 doggies if you really wanted to from the Unleashed Hounds. Has enough for pretty much his whole hand, so he could do a decent board clear by using the Unleash the Hounds, kill command onto the Druid Claw, and yeah, still put damage into the face, at least 5 damage. That's pretty good off of the top deck. Can he see it? Does he want to use it? That's what Elite Tier is going to answer. Unfortunately, with this being recorded, don't check the deck totals too many times, but I think this is about 19 or 16 cards, so about 17 cards. There hasn't been too many extra draws coming out from either player. So Taite the Great still could have many answers, like a swipe, which we do see in the hand, but it's a possibility that Elite Tier has to think about. Although Elite Tier really does want to clear out his hand so that he can probably get more damage to the face. All the face. But we'll see what Elite Tier really wants to think about. As the rip is going to go down, these hounds are going to come out. Gonna see the kill command being used up in the mid. Gonna kill out the Druid Claw with Bilgin. And quick shot gonna be used to the face. Gonna trade out to the end. And Glazuka going down. 9 health left for Taite the Great off of this one. Only have an unstable ghoul off of that, but oh, what a beauty of a top deck. Sludge Belcher gonna slow down the aggression. Pilot Shredder is good. I'll give you that. I mean, 29 health, that's still kind of scary. But you did just see the quick draws being drawn out or dropped down. You already saw Kill Command going down. So you're sort of safe. Sorta. But not too safe, you would think. As you see, the Silence gonna go out. Unbreak out, gonna go iron out the Sludge Belcher. And we have Scenarios coming down as well. Does he have enough damage? He gives +2/+2 to everything. No, not just yet. Scenarios in taunt form would be pretty safe to play, although Unleash the Hound does kind of punish that, so he has to think about that as well. He did see Unleash the Hound already used, and some of these hunters actually just use one Unleash the Hound, not two anymore. So that's what Taite the Great is gonna have to surmise from that, hopefully. You see a 2-2 come out from the board. We do see some more damage going through the face. Knife Juggler, not the draw you really wanted to see. And unfortunately, it is the end of this one. Looks like Taite the Great's gonna tie up the series 1-1. No problem. Things are gonna happen with Swipe 3 now. I mean, at least he didn't go BM and with more damage on top. Good job to Taite the Great picking up the best of 5 series. Going to be picking up game number 2 of that one. About to go into game number 3. So going back to deck choices, we had Druid and Warrior down. Druid for Taite the Great, Elite Tiers, Warrior going to be going down. Warlock, Mage are last 2, but we have Rogue and Hunter for Elite Tier. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hunter being picked up again. Mage, I think, was a little bit of tempo mage. Could work out really well against the Hunter. But the Warlock is going to be the question for Taite the Great. I guess it's a control Warlock. More likely the latter has been playing more of the handlock version or the control version. And you know, Zoo is still a thing, it's a possibility. But with those things kind of thought about, I would still think Warlock would be probably the safer pick of the 2 for the game number 3. It's actually going to be Mage and Hunter though. Not surprising to see Elite here trying to get around his, his cheese class. I guess with more aggressive decks in a Conquest format, if you don't win out your first one, you would try to get that out of the way already. So I'm not surprised to see that being played out for Elite here. On the other hand, Rogue is a tough thing to really fight about, and if you can get the Rogue down early on, you can at least stabilize. But then again, if you do have to win out with your Hunter in the end, it's very tough if you don't draw out the right RNG. So Elite here is going to play the Hunter. Not really surprising to see. And as we do see the mulligans, double Mana Worm, and then probably 2 things going to be tossed around. That's probably a strong start against Hunter, where again, you can be very, very fast and very dangerous with all the smurfing that could be happening in the face. So Lady here is going to have to play a little bit more cautiously. And we don't see a mulligan now. Or maybe we saw the mulligan and that's why Sylvanas was already down. Leopard Mignon going to come out. And we're going to see double Mana Worm, I guess? Yeah, that is probably the strongest thing you could do as a Tempted Mage. Holy moly, Mana Worms Paloli when we put it into the play. Elite here could have 1 or 2 things. Could go Glaive Zuka, probably the best way of doing everything. Just because you're going to be able to clear out 1 of the 2 3s, or 1 of the Mana Worms, easily. And still did damage to the face. So. It's only a little stem of bleeding coming out from Taite the Great with a double Mana Worm. Does draw the Frostbolt, but doesn't really need to use that. Probably just gonna have to ping and just give damage to the face right back. Now we refer to this thing to the face, or there's so many things about the game of Hearthstone that has kind of evolved. Attacking the hero is a very, very needed necessity in most decks. Some decks still mill. There's the thing, we saw that yesterday, where an attempt to have a mill deck. Ooh, Frostball gonna be used up early, put some more damage down onto Elite here. Interesting play coming out from Taite. I agree with it. I do agree with it, truthfully. Putting damage is really important, but when you damage an enemy hero, you have to unfortunately lack in some other area, and that area is trying to control board. Sometimes with Hunter, you can't really do both at the same time. That's what Mad Science is there for. Although Mad Science is being mirror entity right there. Kind of unfortunate. The damage still going up to the face. So, coming up to Elite Tier, or from Elite Tier to Taite. And so going back to this whole thing about hero attacking, it's really important to control the board, as we've seen in many tournaments, but it's also important to make sure that you can get enough damage in. And that's always been the struggle with more of mid-range hunters. You want to control the board as much as you can, but you also want to give enough damage to the face. So it's a really hard balance between the two, right? You're thinking, oh, is this going to get me enough damage, or do I have to really play around it? And it's always a really unfortunate thing to do mathematics for Hunter. Although everyone says no, it's a non-skill deck. It's actually a really flat intuitive deck because you have to really think about your future turns, obviously, but what damage is really going to come out of it. Going back in the game field, we do see this trap going to be coming out. Elite here going to take or give out 2 more damage, but going to be frozen from the water elemental. Switcher's Apprentice going to be put down, and Unstable Portal going to give you what? Is that what I think? Counterspell going to be put out with the Animal Companion. Can I get like the little baby rage never lucky thing in chat? Because we're about to get crushed so hard. King Crush coming out. Never lucky coming out from Elite here. Taite just pushing out the damage, being the face hunter himself, literally having legendaries from the hunter class. We have Unleash the Hounds, we have Kill Command, but we can't play all the 3 things on top of the Knife Juggler. So here's the thing. He's dead either way, I think. Maybe. But he could have some amazing RNG to try to save him out. And then possibly, you know, King Crush goes another way. But I think this is all on top of Taite the Great. How lucky is Taite the Great with that one? Holy. You know, there's this thing called Jurassic Park that's gonna, or Jurassic World. Sorry, friends. Yes, that's the thing. Jurassic Park is like 20 years ago. No, it's Jurassic World. Whatever. It's coming out, and you know, things should be feared. Things should be feared, like this dinosaur King Crush is here to salvage day for Taite and literally wreck the face of Elite here right here. Does have 3 doggies. You could use the dogs to clear out something. That's so devastating for Elite here to get outplayed by the Unstable Portal, truthfully. And with Taite crushing it down. Now gonna be 2-1 for the score. Taite the Great taking game number 3 of the Best of 5 series. So with Mage and Druid down, Taite's gonna have the Warlock. I mean, I'm gonna just take a minute because I think Elite here actually takes like a few minutes off of this one. So first off, the first game I think was Warrior versus Mage, if I remember correctly, and Elite here kind of went off of top deck with Grim Patron. Kind of rush and get in for the win. Or no, it wasn't Grim Patron, it's Froth and Berserker. And with Grim Patron decks, you expect that. You get like OTK'd sometimes. You saw it yesterday if you're watching the HSL matches for the round 32 day 1. But yeah, it happens. You get crushed pretty hard with Grim Patron because it's a consistent deck. And game number 2, we saw the Hunter versus Druid, I think correctly. And Druid just outlasted the end. The Ancient Lore was a big heal boon to Mr. Elite here. And yeah, I mean that's kind of what caused a very big commotion into game number 3, where Mage had probably one of the best starts, I would say. I'm actually going to pause this because I want to make sure that I can get the game all settled for you guys a little bit faster. So yeah, it was a really good start for Taite the Great in the sense that he got double Mana Orb, right? double Memorum on top of just so many good things. In the end, it was King Crush to finish it all out. So, you know, sometimes RNG is a good thing. Could be a friend, could be awesome, and sometimes it could be a cold mistress. As we saw, I think it was either today. Yeah, Strifecode kind of, no, it wasn't today, it was yesterday. If you didn't watch the Via House Game Cup, Strifecode versus Firebat was a series to not remember. Oh no, it's actually today. Yeah, no spoilers, but spoiler arena. Strifecode did some really nasty things to Firebat, and we can really come back from that. So very unfortunate for that. As we are going to get into game number 4 of the best of 5 series. Tate's going to be up 1 game over late here. Hunter versus Warlock. So the thing about it, the best of 5 series, you have Hunter and Rogue left for late here. Hunter is probably the weaker of the two left against the Warlock. I mean, also Hunter can just win out some really cheesy matchups as long as you can get the damage in, as it looks like this time Elitier has such a great hand to start out with. We do see a Ancient Watcher on top of a Dark Bomb, so it could be pretty good for Elitier in that part, but we'll see how that kind of works out. Ooh, Lord Jiraxis can be picked up. You won't face Jiraxis anytime soon, but we'll see. As we are trying to get this caught up in the spectator mode, Abuse's Sergeant, not once, but twice, going into the face of Taite the Great. SMORC. It's going straight to the hero power, or straight to the hero. That's already 8 damage off of turn 2. Amazing amount of calculations of math right there. Ancient Watcher going to be played up. See how Taite kind of responds to this. As you know, there's a Dark Bomb. He could defend our Argus next turn if he really wanted to. Meanwhile, Elitier, I think he's just trying to get Retribution right now. Gonna be able to go to the face quite a bit more. On the other hand, do you Hunter's Mark? The answer is yes. It's a really hard decision in the sense that if you get Shadow Flame, Shadow Flame, everything would just die. So that's a very, very hard thing. So controlling board is actually really important for Elitier in this instance, where he's playing the face hunter and getting into the face as much as he can. On the other hand, 15 health is a questionable thing. You want to finish off Warlock with all health down, instead of, not rushing it. But with the hand quality of what Elitier has, he does have the Iron Beak Owl. He might as well try to go for that turn 5 finish. We do see the face going down. Can Taite the Great go solve this one now? Life taps. Okay. I can see that's a little bit of RNG working inside of Elitier, so that's good. Taite gonna have to take one back, and now it is tied up 2-all in the series. I say that was I don't say that's a very necessary thing, but it's a very valid win coming out from Elitier in the sense that he needed to push some damage down, and now seeing that it's control handlock gonna be played out from Taite the Great. He has to think about what he's going to do with the Rogue. The Rogue versus Warlock matchup. The Rogue being possibly... I don't think there's any Pirate Rogues anymore. Gosh, Pirate Rogue. I think this guy... I think we're going to take a little bit break again from the video broadcast. But I don't think Pirate Rogue would be a thing. We'll see if he wants to do that. But, yeah. I think it's going to be more of a Miracle Rogue, or the miracleness that we've been seeing quite a bit. And that matchup against Handlock, I don't know if that's like the greatest of matchups. We'll see if the RNG is going to be on the side of the Rogue. Rogue needs to play super aggressive in the early go. On the other hand, Warlock just plays Warlocky things and just play from behind. Oh no. Did I...
You're back.
I did forget. Never lucky. So we're gonna have this. Oh yeah, there we go. Maybe we get it all back. Ancient Watcher. We do have the Molten Giant and the Health are gonna be held up by Taite the Great for now. Then as Lothev, Eviscerate, and take a heal bot. So it is gonna be a Miracle Rogue, or more closely to a Miracle Rogue, is the Tinker Short Oil kind of rogue, right? Okay, what? Am I seeing that correctly? Is that what? Are we seeing Mill? Okay, so we were talking about it before. There's some ways you don't have to actually go to the face to win to the game or kill the hero by damaging them. You can do it by some draw things as well, and albeit I wouldn't have expected this in a best of 5 series. This is probably the best matchup you could really hope for. Rogue versus Warlock in general is just dependent on how much aggression you get. Mill Rogue versus Handlock is somewhat good if the Handlock doesn't have answers at the beginning. Doesn't have answers right now, so hiding off may be a good thing. He's gonna be at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards right now. Gonna be able to play out 1. It's gonna tap again for another. So Taite the Great's gonna be at 9 cards. It's gonna hold off on that one, and I think this is where we can begin. Eh? Could also Death Lord if you really would want to for elite tier, but I think Cold Light Oracle is a strong play because you're gonna mill out 2 cards. This is a decision the elite tier kind of would have to go through. You could also coin out the Azure Drake if you would want to. We'll see. And everyone's favorite Murloc comes in play.
Hand is too full.
I think someone's hand is too full. Coin gang up going to be used up for elite tier. Not really surprising to see. You want to protect your value investment. The Cold Light Oracle. It's like the banker in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I guess is that a show that's still relevant? Don't know. But you know, he's your lifeline. He's your money line. And if you call on him, he will call upon you. Cold Light Oracle gonna be dart bombed. Could get hellfired as well, but now knowing that you have a Mill Rogue Alpha in your deck, you wanna empty out your hand as fast as you can.
Shields up.
Stun Fairy Predictor gonna go down, and a Dart Bomb gonna go on to that Cold Light Oracle. Sad to see him go. But, you know what? Have another, Baker says. Elite tier now has chances to do more. Doesn't really need to, but could do some awesome stuff with that. Could also play Azure Drake to play on curve. 3, 6, 7, 8. You have to count out the cards each and every time when you're playing with mill decks.
So many options.
You want to force plays, obviously. You definitely want to force plays. So another thing you could do, preparation is probably saved up for the Vanish. Vanish, if you guys don't know, is return all minions to their owner's hand. So you know, return all those minions that might be played out. I.e., there's this card in the middle that says Dr. Boom. It says comes in with 2 1/1 minions. That could be pretty good. So play on curve, we're gonna get the Azure Drake. It wouldn't have been only 1 draw to block off of them all. Unfortunately, that 1 draw to block off them all was the Emperor Thorson, and that's actually a huge draw coming out from Taite the Great. Why is that a huge draw, Bird? Well, there's these things called cards in Handlock that have a lot of costs, i.e. Molten Giant, cough cough, but they have a lot of costs to play cards, and when you're playing against a mill deck, you want to lower those costs somehow, in some way. And having the Emperor Thorson gonna lower down some of these cards is actually huge. So that's unfortunate over there. We could see the Vanish come out this turn. It doesn't really need a prep. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he wouldn't need a prep this turn if he wanted to. He would still be at 9 cards. And he would be able to blow out the... He would blow out the Emperor Thorson because there's played last, if I remember correctly. We're gonna see the Deadly Poison go down. So he's gonna go Blade Flurry, I guess. Try to clear out the board. Deadly Poison. Blade Flurry and a Shiv. That would be the play if he would gonna go through that. Blade Flurry. He has to get it off right now. Shiv. Or he's gonna trade in. I think mistakes were made, boys. Dr. Boom. Gonna come down. We do see the Sunfairy Protector just to be played down as well. Again, everything comes last. So how does things come back work for Vanish? So everything that would be right here in the middle slash the Boombots and Dr. Boom would be returned first, and then the Sunfairy Protector. So that's the order precedence, or the I forget how they call that in Magic. I think it's the stack. So there you go with that. I mean, Dr. Boom would return first, and then that Boombot, if ever we want to Vanish right now. Could double Core Light Oracle. Could Core Light Oracle prep and then Vanish if you really wanted to. But getting that Shiv down earlier might have cost at least a little bit of momentum at that moment. Could have drawn out to another card. Although 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he would be able to be. He would be at 10 cards. Okay. It's tough times when you're playing a control deck on the best of 5 series, and you're like at the last part of your series right there. So what can you do? We're at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right now the Dr. Boom would be the only card returned. Lissai. That's not really the card you want to return to the hand of the hand lock.
My hand is too full.
5 damage off the Dr. Boom, and you're to return the Dr. Boom onto the field. Sick plays. Sick plays. Unfortunate for Elite here. I mean, he installed the game still. Do you see the Lothep going to go down? Azure Drake. Sequence order. Again, put your Azure Drakes down before you actually do things, because if you don't, you're going to be 1 less health. Does it really matter in this instance? Not really. As you see, Death Lord hovered over. Double Death Lord could be a thing if Elite tier wants to kind of hold it down, which he can. He could also double Quill Light Oracle. He's really not going to do too much, so protecting the health is actually probably really more important right now. You're going to see Elite here go in with the dagger. Is he going to hit face? Don't really need to. It's in pass. Dark Bomb. You have Dr. Boom. That's likely the local play all, get all, win all. Could also go for the Sylvanas as well, but you put so much pressure when you hit Dr. Boom's. No, Dr. Boom. So Dr. Balance going to be coming down if he wants to. Could also heal up as well if he feels like by chance he could have some sort of Tinker Subtotal combo, which I doubt that would actually happen. As we do see the trade outs going to happen. You face Lord Jirax's, but not really Lord Jirax's, but he's there. He's sitting there right now. And Dr. Boom will come down now as well. Big board presence. That was a mistake coming out from Taite the Great. I guess we're just going to get some more Murlocs in there. No? Yeah. So again, the order of precedence. Lothar would be returned first. Twilight Drake, Jiraxis, and then Dr. Boom. So Taite would have to draw him out twice. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, and then he would return Lothep if he just plays 1 Core Light Oracle. It's really weird to play or to think in the mind of these kind of decks where you're out of the normal just attack face or control board or do whatever. Mill Rogue, Mill Druid are just so different in the world of Hearthstone, and it's really cool to play it. I only played it a little bit during GVG and maybe a little bit before that, but yeah, it's really tough to really think about. But hand control is the best control for the rogue in this instance. Preparation and vanish. Just gonna get the gang up on the preparation. That's interesting choice coming from Elite here. Makes sense though. And he's gonna go for... I think he played that a little bit off. Oh my lord. That just left me speechless right there to like esports of RNG coming into play. Taite the Great gonna take the win off of some unfortunate Dr. Boom bounce bots. Congratulations to Taite the Great taking out this game. Best of 5 series in the end of it. Holy moly. The RNG that had to be at that end. It's kind of unfortunate for Elite here. He played a pretty good match, even at the end. Had some really unique, wacky things to come out over there. Holy crap! Unfortunately, gonna get boom botted down. I think it was what 5, 7, 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 points of damage. How does one even damage that much off of one card played twice? Oh. I feel so distraught for Elite here, but we'll see Taite the Great into the round of 16. GG, well played to him. We're gonna go to the next match in about, I would say about 2 to 3 minutes. This will be a fun one as well. Did record these yesterday. These were very awesome matches. Both of them doing some amazing things, amazing plays. So don't you fret, don't you worry. The next match that's coming up, which had many things to happen, are 2 HSL show match alum. Killing All Day, which we've seen play for quite a bit, hit rank 1, I think, during one of the shows for HSL. Gonna be going against The Lamp, one of the earlier HSL show matchees. Gonna be coming up soon. Again, it's L3D. Gonna be doing the solo cast for you all today for this one. Again, go visit the shop if you can over at hslstarleague.com/shop. American HSL apparel just for you and yours and your own. But until then, we'll be RB.